Welcome to Greyface Gaming. Today we are going to go through some lines. For Krrik, of course, the main deck, the stuff that you guys love and come here to see. We're just going to start with my favorite line, which is the Fleshwrither Line. Fleshwrither costs 2 generic and 2 black. It's a 3/3 horror. It has a transfigure ability for 1 colorless and 2 black. Sorry, 1 generic and 2 black. You can sacrifice it, search for a creature with the same converted mana cost, in this case 4, put it onto the battlefield. Super good. So Fleshwrither, activate, find Necropotence, do it again, because with Fleshwrither in the graveyard, we get to activate it again. So one generic, 2 black, or really 4 life. Then we get to Balthor. Well, I guess I should say Necrotic Ooze has the activated ability of all creatures in all graveyards. Balthor, another 4-drop, gives Krrik a +1/+1, has the activated ability of black, black, black. Remove Balthor from the game. Each player returns all black and all red creature cards from their graveyard into play. If you have no more mana, this is a good point to stop because Balthor gives Krrik +1/+1, so you can swing in, gain some extra life. So we pay the 3 black, exile Balthor, bring these 2 back. We pay another mana and 4 more life. We transfigure again. This time we find Violent Tumor. Violent Tumor enters the battlefield. We trigger put Razaketh in the graveyard. Violent Tumor essentially is an entomb on a creature. You just put a card from your library into the graveyard, then shuffle. Razaketh is a big bad demon. He's an 8/8 flying trample for 8. You pay 2 life, sack another creature, search your library for a card, and put that card in your hand, then shuffle your library. In this case, we're going to use the activated ability of Razaketh in the graveyard to sack Violent Tumor. Is going to find us most often a Entomb effect. Could be a Reanimate effect. If you are on Putrid Imp, you could get that, and then you don't have to worry about casting non-creature spells. For me, I personally like to use Entomb here, because then I can win at instant speed. Because from this point, once Razaketh is in the graveyard, everything else can be done at instant speed. So we're just going to cast this Entomb. We're going to Entomb Scourge Familiar. Scourge Familiar has an activated ability where you can discard a card to make a black mana. Now we are going to sacrifice Krrik with Razaketh again through Necrotic Ooze. We're going to find Asmodeus. We're going to discard for a black, and we're going to discard for a black and have another card or a black mana available. And then now we can draw through our deck using Scourge Familiar to generate black mana, Asmodeus to draw 7. So we draw through our whole deck, try to find a way to win from there. The main way that we win from there is we will discard Chainer and Grey Merchant. Chainer Dementia Master is a 5 mana 3/3. Of course, I have the Japanese one in front of me, so I can't think of all the exact Oracle text, but basically, something gets +1/+1. It's kind of irrelevant. Nightmares, I think. Then you pay black, 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 +3 life. Return target creature from the graveyard to the battlefield, which is an activated ability, so you can do it with Necrotic Ooze. So with Chainer in the graveyard, you pay, by discarding cards, you pay the black, and then you pay 3 life. You bring back Grey Merchant, gain some life. Then you use Razaketh in the graveyard to sacrifice the Grey Merchant, and you continue to loop it like that through the Necrotic Ooze. We all basically know what Grey Merchant does by now, but it's a 5 mana 2/4 zombie. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. So the most important thing here is that it gets through One Ring protection. So that's the Fleshwrither Line. It's one of the best lines. It's one of the safest lines. It has minimal choke points in which to be blown out, which is huge. Another way that we can assemble the Scourge Familiar Asmodeus Necropotence line is going to be with Buried Alive. It's one of the cleanest ways. Buried Alive plus some reanimation spell. It could be any. Again, you guys know. Exhume is my favorite reanimation spell. Speaking of, I've been trying to figure out how to do this giveaway for this demonic tutor. Let me grab that real quick. I got this demonic tutor I'm giving away. And so I guess this is a good point, since hopefully you guys are still watching at the 7-minute mark. Leave me a comment. Tell me what my favorite reanimation spell is, and that will enter you in the giveaway for this this awesome, beautiful, it looks very near mint to me, demonic tutor, because I really want to give it to people who are watching and supporting the channel, and I really appreciate you guys. Obviously, I don't make anything doing this. This is just for fun, and because you guys have been so great in supporting me, and I'm so crazy excited to have hit 500 subscribers. I never thought it would happen. I just want to give something back to you guys. So again, comment down below. Tell me what my favorite reanimation spell is, and you will be entered into the giveaway. The giveaway, I'll probably run it until the beginning of June to give people some time. So probably the first week in June, I'll pick a winner. I'll make a video. I'll announce the winner. I will give that person time to respond with their Discord name. Or another thing, maybe you just send me your Discord name in the comment too. I won't disqualify you if you don't. But if you don't get back to me within, let's say, 48 hours, then I'm going to pick another name. So, Buried Alive, combo in the graveyard, reanimation spell, bring back the necrotic ooze. Now you're just discarding cards to make black mana and draw cards. Eventually, most of the time, finding yourself in this same loop again. But in this case, you also have to find Razaketh. So there you go, you just loop. That's the Noozemodeus Engine. There's other names for it, but I like that one. So, okay, so moving on. Let's do Sidisi. I like Sidisi. This is one of my favorite cards. My deck is very much geared towards Sidisi right now. Cards like Heartless Summoning are very good with Sidisi. Some of this stuff I'm repeating because I've said it before, but that's okay because I want to get a lot of this all into one video. So we have Sidisi. We need 6 mana, basically, to pull off the loop. A lot of life. This is a very life-intensive line. That's okay. A lot of our lines are very life-intensive. It's just how it goes in a deck where we spend life for mana. Okay. So we have Krrik. We cast Sidisi. Sidisi has the ETB. We let Sidisi exploit itself. We find Chainer, Dementia Master. We spend the mana. We cast Chainer. We activate Chainer for 9 life. Same thing that we did before. Returning Sidisi to the battlefield. Sidisi will exploit herself. We will find Entomb. We'll cast Entomb. We will Entomb Grey Merchant. Now we will pay 9 life again to bring back Sidisi. Sidisi ETB exploits itself. We will go find Culling or Sacrifice. I didn't grab either of those cards out. We will grab Culling, first one I find. So we have Culling in hand now. We will activate Sidisi, returning Grey Merchant. Our devotion is 7. We will Culling away Grey Merchant, generate some mana. We will activate Chainer. We will bring back Sidisi. This time we will find... okay, so Sidisi comes in. Sidisi exploits itself. We want to find a sack outlet here. What's our sack? So in this list right now I have Warren Soul Trader. we're 1 mana short from being able to cast Razaketh. So if Razaketh is your only sack outlet, like if you have Dimir Houseguard, you could Dimir Houseguard here. If you used Sacrifice instead of Culling, then you could cast Razaketh here. I used Culling because that's what I found, so I will use some mana to cast Warren Soul Trader. Sorry, I brought back Sidisi, find Warren Soul Trader, use the mana that I had to cast Warren Soul Trader. Now we are able to reanimate Grey Merchant, Devotion of 8, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, gain 24. Pay a life, sack it, make a treasure. Not that that matters, because at this point, we don't need mana. Everything is good. And we continue to loop Grey Merchant, sacking it with the sack outlet, whatever your sack outlet of choice is, and reanimating it with Chain or Dementia Master. So that's Sidisi. I really like Sidisi because not only is it a 1-card line if you have 6 mana, but it's just a tutor on a body that you can use to find like a Hoarding Broodlord or something like that if that's what you need to win. Okay, we got those. We talked about, well, we got Warren Soul Trader out, so let's talk about the Warren Soul Trader line. There's a line with Ayara, Warren Soul Trader, and Gravecrawler. It's quite a bit cheaper than the line that I'm testing right now. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate for this line. I think this line is quite cool. It's like my secret spicy tech that I've been testing out. The main reason for Pontiff is not to do the Warren Soul Trader thing. So basically, Warren Soul Trader, pay 1 life, sack another creature, make a treasure. It's a 3 mana 3/3 zombie. Gravecrawler is a 1 mana 2/1 zombie, can't block. You may cast Gravecrawler from your graveyard as long as you control a zombie. This card has great synergies in the deck. It's really good with Razaketh. If you have a zombie on board, like a Violent Tumor, or a Warren Soul Trader, or whatever you might have, you can cast Gravecrawler, sack it to Razaketh, do it again, sack it to Razaketh. Basically 4 mana tutor. As many tutors as you need to win, which is usually 1 or 2. So Pontiff of Blight is a 6 mana 2/7 zombie. I know that sounds like so much mana, and it is. It's 4 generic. That's the important part. That's the reason why I'm testing it. Pontiff of Blight has Extort. So every spell you cast, you get an Extort trigger. And what Extort means is that you can pay 1 black, and each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain life equal to the amount lost. So in a normal game, you cast a spell, you pay 2 life, you gain 3 life. Each opponent loses a life. You cast a spell, you gain 3 life, or you paid, like for Gravecrawler, for instance, 2 life for Gravecrawler, Extort, so you've paid 4 life to gain 3. You net -1 each time, but your opponents are going down as well. The thing is if you have Krrik and the Pontiff out, other creatures you control have Extort. So the way that this works is, and you don't even need, the Soul Trader is just a sack outlet for this line, which isn't really even a line, it's just a thing that you can do. Pay 2 life, cast Gravecrawler, because you got a zombie out. Extort trigger, Extort trigger. Pay 2 life, Extort, gain 3. Pay 2 life, Extort, gain 3. So you've paid 2, 4, 6, and you've net neutral. You have not lost any life in this exchange. Now, with a sack outlet like this, you do lose life. This is another time that Sibsig is actually quite good, because Sibsig acts as a sack outlet with this line. And it also creates a zombie. But the line's only good if you have Pontiff of Blight out, because that's what you're using to drain the table with. Pontiff of Blight right now is kind of just my backup win condition. Where is Sibsig Ceremony? The main win condition is always going to be Grey Merchant. I think I have it in here. I do. The main win condition is always going to be Grey Merchant of Asphodel. That's the best one, super clean. There's other options for you to win if you want, but it's whatever. So the cool thing about this, when you have Sibsig on the board, so let's say Warren Soul Trader's gone. We've talked enough about Warren Soul Trader. He can just go. He's probably on the chopping block. This is the main reason why he's in, is for this interaction right here. So we have Pontiff on board. We have Krrik on board. We cast Sibsig. Gravecrawler can either be in hand or the graveyard. We pay 2 life. We bring back Gravecrawler. We extort. We've net neutral. Gravecrawler enters. Sibsig triggers. Gravecrawler is sacrificed. We make a zombie token. We pay 2 life. We cast Gravecrawler. Extort. So now we're going to be life positive. Our opponents are losing 3 life for each instance of a spell cast, and it doesn't have to resolve. These could be 0-drop mana rocks. We could be casting a Mox Diamond with no land in hand. This could be a lot of different ways that all we care about is casting a spell at this point and having these 3 things on the board. So Gravecrawler dies, we make another. We cast it, extort. It dies. I'll make another one, extort. So now every time you cast a spell, you're netting an extra life. With Gravecrawler specifically, we need 2 creatures to net neutral, and every creature beyond 2 is life positive. So even if we're netting neutral, our opponents are losing 2 life for every spell cast each, and we're netting neutral. And with Sibsig, we're gaining tokens, and we're gaining counters on our commander. Okay, so that's Gravecrawler, that's Sibsig. There's more synergy here, which it's something I've been wanting to test. It's interesting. It's been fun. It's been really good in Mulligan, like in test hands on Moxfield. So, okay, so we have Bolas Citadel. Most of us know how the Bolas top Aetherflux loop works. Bolas Citadel is a 6 mana artifact. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than pay its mana cost. Sensei's top, 1 mana artifact, pay 1, look at the top 3, put them in any order. Or you can tap it, draw a card, put Senseis on top. So what you do here, the combo here, you have Krrik and Pontiff on board. You have Bolas' Citadel on board. Either Senseis is on top of your library, or you have it in hand, or it's on board. So you cast Senseis from wherever it is, the top, in hand, or on board, which then you start by drawing a card and putting it on top. Pay 1 life to cast it. Extort. So you paid 1 life to cast. You pay 2 life to extort. So you paid 3, gain 3. Then you pay 2 more to extort. So you paid 5, gain 6. And each creature you have on the battlefield makes this better and better, because each creature you have drains your opponents faster and gains you more net positive life. So I'm using Pontiff in place of Aetherflux. The same for generic. Yes, I get this is a 6-drop, but it's also a creature. I don't know. I haven't quite made up my mind on it. It's been very fun to test. Plus the art's cool. I really like the art. I like the old border. It's the same generic mana cost as Aetherflux Reservoir. So here we are going to go over a Hoarding Broodlord line. There are many Hoarding Broodlord lines. Okay? Many. Hoarding Broodlord is kind of our glue that holds the deck together, in my opinion. So we have Krrik on board. We find a way to get Hoarding Broodlord onto the battlefield with the ETB trigger. As most of us know, that usually means an Entomb plus a Reanimate spell. Most often, that's going to be how we get there. There are many Reanimate spells. Unmarked Grave, I'm on Persist right now because most of my cards are non-legendary. So you can use these two to get it back. You could use Corpse Dance. You could use Reanimate. The other main way to pull this line off is to get a final parting, where you put Hoarding Broodlord into the graveyard and one of these reanimation spells to bring it back. So anyway, we have Hoarding Broodlord enter the battlefield trigger. We find Saw in Half. We convoke 2 life, cast Saw in Half. Okay? This Hoarding Broodlord is now in the graveyard. We now have 2 Hoarding Broodlord enters the battlefield triggers. Search for Sacrifice plus Yawgmoth's Will. Shout out to Michael P.A. He's the one I learned this line from. I don't know if he's the creator of the line or not. I don't know who is. Shout out to whoever they are as well. But Michael is the one who popularized it for me. So I just want to shout you out. Thank you, bro. So if you have extra life, I always suggest convoke 2 life for Yawg's Will. Hold priority, 2 life, sacrifice the Broodlord, get 8 black. That's, I guess we can just assume that you do not have the extra life. So you're going to convoke, sacrifice, make 8 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to convoke with 2 of these. You're going to cast Yawgmoth's Will. So with Yawgmoth's Will, Yawg actually gets exiled. I guess this is... I got a little ahead of myself here. I'm sorry. Hoarding Broodlord is an 8 mana 7/6 dragon with Convoke, which means that you can tap creatures to help pay for its mana cost, either for a generic cost or 1 mana of the creature's color. It's got flying. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a card. Exile it face down, then shuffle. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may play it. And spells you cast from exile have Convoke. Saw in Half is a 3 mana instant. Destroy target creature. If that creature dies this way, its controller creates 2 tokens that are copies of that creature, except their power and toughness is half. Round up each time. So you can Saw in Half a 1/1 and get 2 1/1s. Sacrifice is a 1 mana instant. Is an additional cost to cast this spell. Sacrifice a creature. Add mana to your mana pool. Add black mana to your mana pool equal to that creature's mana value. And tokens maintain their mana value, in case you were wondering. So you sacrifice the token. You get 8 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We use 2 of it for Yawgmoth's Will. I love this Yawgmoth's Will. While we're shouting people out, shout out Hummingbird. This is one of the first altars I ever got. I was very excited to get this card. Yawgmoth's Will is a 2 generic 1 black. Until end of turn, you may play cards in your graveyard as though they were in your hand. Cards put into your graveyard this turn are removed from the game instead. Very good card. Very hard for some people to use. So we have this mana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. We are going to spend 5 of this mana to cast Hoarding Broodlord out of the graveyard. We have a Hoarding Broodlord enter the battlefield trigger. With this one, with Michael's line, I believe that he would get Aetherflux here. With my line, I'm going to go ahead and get Pontiff of Blight here. Then we are going to pay 2 life, cast Sacrifice, sacrificing the Hoarding Broodlord. So these go into exile. We make 8 more black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make 8 more black. We then will spend 2 black plus 2 life. Cast Saw in Half, targeting this Hoarding Broodlord token. An important note here is that if you were to Saw in Half the Hoarding Broodlord actual card, it would not work because it says if that creature dies, you can no longer get dies triggers through Yawgmoths will. But you can get a trigger from a token. So we saw in half the token dies, token comes back, 2 tokens. This is where we find these 2 cards. Okay? Saw in half is gone. For these, 4 life if we have it. Otherwise, if not, we have convokes and stuff. I'm just gonna go like this. Cast the Pontiff. You see, we have plenty, right? Then these 3, well, 2 of them, well, convoke, 6 life, or the 3 mana, or at least 2 of the 3 mana. Cast the Bolas Citadel. Now we have extort triggers. We cast a spell. Each of these creatures has extort. Extort. So from right here, we're going to gain 1, 2, 3, 4 life. Our opponents are going to lose 4 life each. Then with our last mana, we cast Sensei's Divining Top. Extort. Each of our opponents loses 4. We're going to gain 1 life per creature at this point because we're not doing the Gravecrawler loop. So that's an easy way to shortcut how much life you're gaining. You're gaining 1 life per creature that extorts. And your opponents are losing 1 life for each creature that you have. So if you're gaining 4 because you have 4 creatures, they're losing 4 each. And now you have achieved the Bolas' Citadel, Sensei's Divining Top, Pontiff of Blight combo, which this card could just be Aetherflux Reservoir, if you prefer that. I could see why people would. That's totally fine. I'm not saying it's better or worse. It's something that I'm testing and that I've found interesting. And I also like that you can win with no extra creatures, no extra mana. All you need is Krrik and a Hoarding Broodlord ETB, and you can win the game with this combo or the Aetherflux combo. This feeds the shit out of Ristics and all that, of course. If there's Ristics on board, pick a different line. There's other lines you could use. We're going to go into some of them now. But since we were talking about the Pontiff of Blight tech, that's been very fun for me. I enjoy this card. I like creature-based, at least mostly creature-based combos. People don't want to counter it, and if they do counter it, then you can just reanimate it in some way. You can't really reanimate a Aetherflux Reservoir. So besides Hoarding Broodlord, which of course is great, you can also just bury alive the combo of Pontiff of Blight, Gravecrawler. Well, no, that doesn't work. Never mind. It doesn't exactly work. You need a Balthor to bring back everything for that to work. Again, this is a finisher. This isn't meant to be a line. It's not a line. It's the way to end the game. So we got Bolas' Citadel. We got Sensei's Divining Top. We've talked about those. Another way to win the game with Bolas' Citadel, if you don't have Sensei's Top, is with Necropotence. Because anytime you hit a land or something that you can't cast, you just pay 1 life into Necro. And then you move on to the next spell that you can cast until you find a way to put top on top. Or in this case, your Pontiff, which is the way that you're drawing cards. Gaining life. I actually use Pontiff in this deck right now to replace both Shieldred and Aetherflux Reservoir. I'm not sure that that's correct, but I like to test out new stuff. I found it interesting. It seemed cool. It allowed me to kind of 2-for-1 replace cards in my deck to make room for other stuff. So that's what I did. Okay, Hoarding Broodlord again. Hoarding Broodlord is so good. So we have Krrik on board. We have Hoarding Broodlord ETB. You saw in half the Hoarding Broodlord. The basic line here. Sorry, you convoke 2 life. Saw in half. The basic way to make this line work that most people know is you get Sacrifice plus Peer into the Abyss. And you convoke Sacrifice, make 8 black. You convoke and pay some amount of that 8 black plus life to cast Peer into the Abyss. I'm not on that card. I don't like that card. I don't recommend that you run that card either, but to each their own. I understand why people run it. That's fine. So what we're going to do here, if we have no extra mana, and I do feel like I talked about this in my last video, and if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. I'm just a dude. I don't do this for a living or anything. If you have 1 extra mana, you can get a good reanimation spell. If you don't have any extra mana, then you just get reanimate. But you can convoke, 2 life, cast Buried Alive. Bury Alive the combo that we talked about earlier with Scourge, Asmodeus, Necrotic Ooze, reanimate Necrotic Ooze, draw through your deck and win. That's 1 line. Okay, so we're going to go back. We got Hoarding Broodlord, convoke, saw in half. We have our 2 ETBs. So we've gone over the Yawgmoth sacrifice line into Bolas' Citadel. We've gone into the Buried Alive plus Reanimate line into the Noozemodeus Engine. Then there's also another one that I like a lot because, as mentioned, where are you? I like Fleshwrither. It's a card I like a lot. If you have extra life, if you have extra life, you can convoke 4 life. Then you can convoke sacrifice. Actually, that's probably just the way to do it. Right. So convoke 4 life, cast Fleshwrither. Maybe even, cast Fleshwrither, sacrifice one of these, 8 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Spend one of these. Transfigure. Get the Necrotic Ooze. Pay one of these. Transfigure. Get the Balthor. If you're short on life, then you could be spending some of this black mana rather than life for everything. Balthor on board, we pay mana, or if we're heavy on life, we pay life. Exile here. Bring back these baddies. Then we have Hoarding Broodlord ETB. We have Scourge. We have Necrotic Ooze and Fleshwrither. We have enough to do the full line here. With Hoarding Broodlord, you have so many options what to get here because you have everything you need for the line already available. So you have to decide, is my life the choke point? Is my mana the choke point? Do I need a piece of protection? Am I worried about someone stopping me and I have enough life and mana? Some options that you could have, you could get Praetor's Grasp for a protection piece. You could get a Culling the weak because we've already used our sacrifice. You could, there's a lot of different options here for what to get with Hoarding Broodlord. But all that really matters is that you pay a black, you transfigure again, you bring back the Vile Entomber, you Vile Entomb Razaketh, you use the Necrotic Ooze, sacrifice the Vile Entomber, which actually you got extra sacrifices here. I like LED as an option if you have no cards in hand and you're short on life. LED is a good option to exile. The Razaketh, now we get our Entomb again, or a discard outlet, whatever discard outlet we choose to use. We put it onto the battlefield. Well, here's another one that we haven't talked about much. There's Bitter Triumph. If you have the extra mana, like we do in this case right now, Bitter Triumph is a good discard outlet because nothing has to resolve. Bitter Triumph is a 1 generic, 1 black instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card or pay 3 life. So right now we have Scourge Familiar in hand because we tutored it with Razaketh. So we spend this, we pay 2 life, we target something with the Bitter Triumph, or we don't even need the mana if, let's say, we chose to find it with our Hoarding Broodlord. We discard the Scourge Familiar as an additional cost. Now it doesn't even matter if it resolves or not. Now we get to sacrifice a token or the Broodlord or Krrik. We find the Asmodeus. We discard the Asmodeus, make a black. we spend 2 more black, we draw through our deck and win. Most often with the Chainer Loop. The Chainer Loop is usually the cleanest way to win. The main reason that you would not be able to win with the Chainer Loop is if you have 2 life or 3 life and you don't have enough life. But once you've assembled this combo and drawn your deck, you could do something like discard 3 cards, cast, or, discard 2 cards, cast Persist, bring back Pontiff of Blight, and then discard a card to extort the first time when you cast a spell. Whatever spell is that you're casting, because we don't care if it resolves or not. So, even though it seems like Pontiff would not work great from low life, again, this is not a line. Pontiff is not a line. Pontiff is a finisher. Pontiff is how you end the game, which is one of the reasons that I like this over Aetherflux Reservoir, because I can discard Pontiff to make my black, and then I can cast the Persist to bring it back. And then we've got different loops that we could do from there, because then we could also discard our Gravecrawler. And because we have a zombie on board, we've got all these creatures. We can pay the 1 black or 2 life, and then extort. So we deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to our opponents, and we net +3 because we paid 2 life for Gravecrawler. So I think it's a cool line. Again, there are definitely reasons not to play it. It's definitely not a mainstream line. Pretty sure I'm the only person on this line, besides other people who have seen me use the line and were interested in it as well. Let's see if I can remember the instant speed Hoarding Broodlord line. I think we probably used this. I'm sure we used this. Use those. We used that for sure. Pretty sure we used that. Definitely use those too. Okay. So we have Krrik on board. We have Hoarding Broodlord on board. I believe we need 1 mana for this. So Hoarding Broodlord ETB, we get the saw in half. This is the point where we wait and do it at instant speed. We can pass the turn. We can agree not to win. Yada, yada, yada. So here's the setup. We have this, just pretend this is a swamp or a way to have mana. Or I generate this mana because I'm about to go for it. So we're going to saw in half the Hoarding Broodlord. As usual, boom, boom, pay 2. Saw in half the Broodlord. We're going to get Corpse Dance and... Oh, I forgot to grab the Bowmaster. Never forget, friends, Bowmaster's a combo piece. I know that we talked about the sacking and drawing cards thing last time, but it is actually part of a line that does a thing. This is one of our ways to win at instant speed right here. So you're dead. We have these 2 Hoarding Broodlord token ETBs finding these 2 cards. We're going to use the mana that we have plus 2 life to cast Orcish Bowmasters. We are going to hit something, make an Orcish Bowmaster token. Then we are going to use these 2 plus these 2 plus 2 life to cast Corpse Dance with buyback, which will bring us back our Hoarding Broodlord. So this is back to hand. We have a Hoarding Broodlord. We are now going to find Sacrifice. Convoke the Sacrifice. Sacrifice the Hoarding Broodlord. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. This is Sacrifice. We are now going to Corpse Dance again for 4 plus 2 life. So buy back again. Corpse Dance again. Bring back the Hoarding Broodlord. This time we're going to find Entomb. Where's Entomb? I thought I had it in here. Oh wait, I set it aside already. Entomb. We have the Entomb. We're going to convoke the Entomb. We are going to Entomb Razaketh. We are going to cast the Corpse Dance again with buyback, bringing back Razaketh. So now we're going to sacrifice the Orcish Bowmaster, tutor for mana. In this case, we are going to tutor for Dark Writ. We're going to cast Dark Writ We got 3 black. We're going to sacrifice the Hoarding Broodlord. We're going to tutor for... Wait, did I set this aside already? Nope. Shallow Grave. Where's Shallow Grave? Thought I had Shallow Grave in here. Okay, let's find Shallow Grave. It's the 1 reanimation instant speed spell apparently I did not grab out of the deck in preparation for this. Shallow Grave. There we go. We found Shallow Grave. We are going to... Oops. Okay. So, get the Shallow Grave. Cast the Shallow Grave. 2 life. We are going to bring back the Hoarding Broodlord. We're going to tutor for Cabal Ritual. We are going to convoke the Cabal Ritual. Tap, tap. We're going to cast Cabal Ritual. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, I'm missing something here. Oh, sorry. Sorry, we hold priority and sack this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Adding 5 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cabal Writ resolves. We're going to sacrifice the Orc Army. We are going to find Grey Merchant. Actually, when I sacked the Hoarding Broodlord, I forgot to tutor for the card. That's where we get this Bitter Triumph right here. So we already got the Bitter Triumph. We got the Grey Merchant. We still have the Corpse Dance. We got a crap load of mana. We are going to cast Bitter Triumph. We are going to discard Grey Merchant as an additional cost. We are going to cast Corpse Dance with buyback. We still have 2 floating. Corpse Dance will bring us back Grey Merchant. Our devotion is 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. So we've hit everybody for 14. Now we're going to sacrifice the Grey Merchant to tutor again. We're going to find Necromancy. Basically all the instant speed reanimation that we have available. Necromancy, where are you? Necromancy. So now we have Necromancy in hand. We are going to cast Necromancy for this mana, 2 life, bring back Grey Merchant. Our devotion count has now gone up because of Necromancy, so we will hit everybody for 15 for a total of 29. Now we're going to sacrifice a dragon token, find Culling the Weak, pay... for Culling the Weak, we're going to sack Grey Merchant again as an additional cost. With the 4 mana we have, we are going to cast Corpse Dance again. Actually, I think we would still have 2 mana left, but it doesn't really matter. Cast it again. ETB. We got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, which is exactly 40 damage. We could buy this back, and we could do more Razaketh Sacky stuff once we get it if we needed to somehow hit again. But yeah, so that is the instant speed Hoarding Broodlord line. There's a lot of steps there. Super hard to remember. You can find that line on the Unified Primer. That line is courtesy of Contrell. Basically, if not the Krrik Goat, one of the Krrik Goats. He owns the server for the Krrik Discord. So be sure to check out his primer. It's also linked at the bottom of the Unified Primer. A lot of really cool people have put a lot of work into that primer. I appreciate you guys for making it this far. I hope that this was an enjoyable video for you all. There's obviously more lines. I'm kind of running out of time, though, to be 100% honest. Real life stuff. Gotta love it. But yeah, so thank you. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. I really would like to give the card away to somebody who watches my videos. I don't want to give it away to somebody who just pops in for the giveaway if I can help it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know, I don't usually do all that, but, you know, I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. I love doing content like this. If you would like to collaborate with me, play games with me, you know, whatever, like, that's all totally cool too. I'm all totally down for that. I play most of my games in the Critical EDH League. Shout out to Critical EDH. I also like to play games in the ECL. Shout out to them. That's basically the European cEDH League. I will link their Discord as well. Some really cool people in there. I've really enjoyed playing with them. It's a totally different experience than playing with other US or North America based. So yeah, hit me up. Enter the giveaway. Good luck to everyone. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. I really hope that you enjoy, the stuff that I'm putting out. And yeah, so see you next time.